turn some stuff off before. Alrighty, everybody. I will give you guys a couple seconds to join me, and I will try to resist the urge to pull my sleeves up. All right, so hey, everybody. Welcome to my weekly live chat. I am Mary from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and I try to go live on Facebook here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time. And as always, I give you guys a couple minutes to join me before I get started with all the awesomeness that is Heirloom Seeds and Mary's Heirloom Seeds. And I actually have some extras to share with you today. And I also have a giveaway, seed giveaway. We love seed giveaways, so we will, I'll get to that in just a second. I'm just gonna pull up all my stuff here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. There we go. All right. Hey, Joanne, thanks for joining us. We got Pam, we got Jenny. While I'm live on Facebook, the cool thing about my Facebook Live, sorry about that, is I can share links to the products or the seeds that I'm discussing while I'm live. I moved my YouTube Lives from Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Time to Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time because it's at about 100 degrees outside, and I don't really want to go live outside when it's 100 degrees outside. Hey, Angela, thanks for joining us. You've got a drought in Central Illinois. Now, because Facebook is deleting my live videos after 30 days, these videos will be loaded up to my YouTube channel as a non-live video, obviously. So if you're watching the Facebook Live, love the video, like the video, share the video. I always appreciate it. And then, hey, Chrissy, thanks for joining us. And then if you're watching the YouTube video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So here's the thing. Hey, Colette, I am wearing my Mary's Heirloom Seeds Veggie Basket long sleeve shirt, and it's summertime. I'm going to share a little background with you. Joanne says, heck, I don't even want to go outside at 100 degrees. Nope, me neither. So last Wednesday when I was live, I shared with you that I had morning glories going crazy in one of my garden beds, and I was going to have to take it all out. Then on Saturday I went live, and I was wearing my protection sleeves because I said I had hives. I thought it was hives. Turns out I came into contact with something that really didn't like my skin. It was either poison ivy, or it was the sap from those absolutely horrible morning glories that I pulled out because I have it on my shirt, like the chest area here, and on my arms. Had to go to the doctor. It was not fun. I've been itching like crazy, so now I'm on medication, which would hopefully calm it down. So I'm going to share with you, the first thing I'm going to share is the protection sleeves. This is not part of my giveaway. For those of you that join me regularly, I do a giveaway on Facebook every week. So all of the seed varieties that I'm going to share with you are going to be included in the giveaway. Hey, Tracy, thanks for joining me. So here's the thing. If I had thought ahead, and if I had worn my protection sleeves, I probably wouldn't have this problem. So I'm going to share this with you. If you have never worn these protection sleeves, they are amazing. So I actually have them for okra. Let's see, Colette says you love your sleeves. Awesome. When I harvest okra, if I don't wear gloves and long sleeve shirt, my arms and my hands burn like crazy. I can eat it raw, I can eat it cooked, but touching the actual plant and the actual fruit really irritates my skin. So I got the protection sleeves because nobody wants to wear long sleeve shirts when it's 100 degrees outside. But the protection sleeves not only give you a scratch resistant surface, it also protects you from UV rays because it has a UV rating, and it might protect you from sap or irritating plants that might cause you to have a rash on both of your arms that's uncomfortable. So the first thing I'm sharing today is those protection sleeves because they are amazing. And from now on, I will be wearing them every single time I'm out in the garden because honestly, I never know what I'm going to get up to in the garden. So, all right, so here's the deal. If you are in the US and if you comment and if you haven't won in the last couple of months on my Facebook page, all of these seeds will go to one lucky winner at the very end. Let's see. Hey, Susan, thanks for joining me. Yeah, welcome, Chelsea. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, super itchy. So I definitely cannot touch okra. I harvested it with the sleeves, and it was a game changer. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. Hopefully it will help you if you need it. Now, the first seed variety I'm sharing with you today is New Zealand spinach. Diane says, having sensitive skin is tough when you love gardening. It is, absolutely. And I've had sensitive skin my whole life. So I've shared this with you before, but I just put New Zealand spinach on sale. So I wanted to share this with you today because it is amazing. These seeds are gigantic. Teresa says, do you cook okra wearing gloves? If I am chopping it up, absolutely. I will put on like regular, either the throwaway gloves. I keep them in the cabinet actually. So yes, I do. It's the same when I chop up really spicy peppers. I usually wear gloves as well because especially if you have a whole countertop full of hot peppers, it will burn your skin really well. So I do wear gloves when I cook certain things. All right, so New Zealand spinach, I just put on sale for the rest of the month. They're big, spiky seeds. They are so fun. New Zealand spinach is really fun to grow and eat. Hey, Anna, thanks for joining me. And Jackie, thanks for joining us. So New Zealand spinach is the first on my list today because it's a super fun seed. It's a super fun plant. The actual leaves kind of feel like a succulent almost, and it's not a true form of spinach. So if you like something that will be, and this can be a perennial depending on your area, if you like something that is easy to grow, big seeds, doesn't bolt in the heat, New Zealand spinach might be one for you. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us here. So as I mentioned, all of these seed varieties that I'm going to share with you today are included in my giveaway. And I'm sharing varieties that you can plant now and also varieties that you can plant later on. I try to do things that are kind of in season, but I have some tomatoes and peppers in here, so we're going to go with that as well. Amelia says, does it do well in the heat? We're in South Louisiana. Yes, it does. It did really, really well for me here. And then once it starts to get older, it produces these big spiky seeds. Again, a reason to wear gloves. And you can harvest those seeds and plant them. But it does much better in the heat than your traditional spinach. So if you want to grow something that's fun, definitely check that out. So like I said, I'm going to be sharing all the seed links with you today while I'm live. It makes it kind of fun so you can see what I'm talking about at the same time. Here we go. The next one on my list is Arianna lettuce. So Arianna lettuce is definitely something you can plant right now. Jenny says, for some reason, I have a difficult time with spinach here. So yes, in areas where you have a warmer climate, Jenny, you're in Florida, if I remember correctly. Amelia, you're in Louisiana. So it's hot. You did say Louisiana, right? I'm not imagining that. Yeah. So in areas where it gets really hot, definitely. Hey, Patty, thanks for joining us. And hey, Asia, it will grow fantastic in California, Joanne. So if you struggle with spinach in warmer climates, there are two varieties that I highly recommend. The first is New Zealand spinach that I just mentioned, and the second one is Malabar spinach. Both of them are not a true spinach, but they are more heat tolerant than others. They're called spinach. Why, I have no idea, but that's just the way it is. Now, some people really don't like Malabar spinach because it can taste a little slimy, they say. I love it. I really don't mind at all. So that's definitely one that I definitely like. So Arianna's lettuce was the one that I'm sharing with you now. Amelia says yes. Hey Brian, thanks for joining us. All right, so what is it about Arianna spinach that I'm sharing with you today? It is a 40 days from seed to harvest. So we like varieties sometimes that are easier, faster maturing. So if you want a faster maturing lettuce, Arianna lettuce is good. It is an older French variety, so definitely one to play around with and see if it works for you. Joanne says, never tried Malabar spinach. Some people say it's an acquired taste. Some people don't like it, some people love it. It does easily self-seed, so I will give you a little warning. It's not a perennial, but it drops seeds to where most of my customers say they plant it one time and they never have to plant it again, because a bird might eat that seed and drop it somewhere, and now you've got more Malabar spinach. So I love it. Pam says, do you need to cook it or can you eat it raw? You can eat it raw easily. I actually eat New Zealand spinach raw all the time. I never cook it. The Malabar spinach can be cooked or eaten raw, totally up to you, whatever you prefer. A lot of people prefer it in soups and stews for that slimy factor. So there's another one. Joan says you have grasshoppers, hungry grasshoppers. Ooh, we have some grasshoppers here too as well. Alrighty, so I'm going to share with you all these varieties today. I'm going to share the links in the comments while I'm live. So kind of like cilantro. It could be. I love cilantro, so I don't mind it. Some people think that their flavor palette, it tastes like soap. To me, I love it, so it doesn't bother me. So if you're just joining me, welcome. For those of you that join me regularly, welcome back. Each week I try to go live with lots of awesome seed varieties. Oh, Kelly, I am so sorry. I get migraines as well, and they are not fun. I feel ya. I've had migraines since I was 9 years old, off and on, and it's definitely a struggle. I understand. So Hailstone Radish is next on my list. It kind of looks like a turnip, but it's not. It's a radish. And so this one fools some people into thinking maybe it's a radish, but it's not. It is a round white radish. It is ready to go in about 30 days. It is nice and crispy. It's nice to have a fun variety of radish. So if you're like me and you love radish, you can have purple on the outside, green on the outside, white, black on the outside. Last week I did black Spanish round radish, and that one is black on the outside and white on the inside, but Hailstone is white throughout, so we love it. Hey Ian, thanks for joining us. So I'm sharing the links, and we've got a giveaway. So if you comment and you haven't won lately and you're in the US or Canada, because that's where we ship to, you will be automatically entered to win. If you have any questions about the varieties that I'm sharing with you, please feel free to ask. I'm always happy to help. I do try to share varieties that are more in season, but this time I just couldn't resist. I've got some warm weather varieties that you can save the seeds and plant them next year in your garden. Or if you're in, let's see, if you're in Florida where it is hot, then you can always plant it sooner if you want to. Watermelon radishes are our free radish this month. So if you place an order at Mary's Heirloom Seeds this month, you will get 2 free packs of seeds. One is either garlic chives or regular chives, and the second one is watermelon radish, because it's my birthday month and I wanted to share 2 of my fun fall varieties. So very fun. Hey Colleen, thanks for joining us. That's okay, you can join me and hop in and hop out. Thank goodness for the replay. The Facebook replay will be available for 30 days, and I will download this video and share it to my YouTube video so that you can see it at a later time as well. All right, so this is a fun one, Butterfly Garden Mix. Very, very fun. This has quite a few varieties in it. It is listed in the description. Hey, Tana, thanks for joining us. I am doing great. I am recovering from exposing my arms to some kind of plant material that hurt me. So in the description, or I should say in the comments, you'll find a link to my protection sleeves. They are awesome. If you work around plants that might irritate your arms, definitely check out those protection sleeves. Joanne says, watermelon sounds like it would be sweet. No, it actually just looks like it. So it's white and greenish on the outside, and then the inside is reddish pink. So it looks kind of like a watermelon on the inside. Hey Cynthia, thanks for joining us. So this is a fun mix, and I mentioned during my during my YouTube live chat about going with a cold stratification, because Saturday we discussed milkweed. But if you have never cold stratified seeds, this beautiful little seed pack, you can literally take the seed pack and put it in your refrigerator for 6 weeks, and then you open up the seed pack and you sprinkle, yep, You take the seed pack after you cold stratified and you sprinkle it along wherever you want to plant it, and that's as simple as it has to be. So the butterfly garden mix, I just threw in as a fun one today. I always try to do like an herb and flowers, kind of give you a good range of seeds. My Wednesday live chats started out because we got to talking about how many varieties I have available at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and how many times do you're scrolling through and you're looking at some of these varieties and you go, I've never heard of that one, but I'm going to pass it up because I'm not really sure about it. So a lot of these varieties, some of my customers have never heard about, so hopefully that helps. Anna says, what is the longest that you can leave the radishes growing? I noticed that my radishes look small even though they have reached the maturity days. So if the actual root of the radish is spindly or non-existent, it could be that you have a calcium deficiency in your soil. So you could benefit from calcium, magnesium in a liquid form, and you just water it with it. Or if they are not large enough, it could be that it's either too hot or your soil is too cold, it's not getting enough water, or it's getting too much water. And I know that's not like one answer, but there's a lot of different factors. You can leave your radish as long as you want. Let's see. The cats are on the couch, on their fluffy blankets, chilling out tonight. They're not all up in my area here. So let's see. This is why I like the chats. Awesome. Well, thank you, Joanne. Thanks for joining us. Now, radishes will bolt at a certain point, which means they produce a long stem, they produce flowers, they produce little seed pods. So obviously that would be too long if you wanted to harvest the actual root, because once it starts to bolt and produce flowers, it gets really tough and really just like woody. But it's also possible that your soil might be a little compacted as well, and then it's causing them to not grow. So there's a lot of different factors, and I hope that helps, even though it wasn't like a one answer for you. But usually just give it a little more time and hopefully it will produce a larger root for you. Now this is definitely one that's going to be something that you're going to plant for next year. Most of the country right now cannot plant this, but I'm including it because we want to plan ahead to plant this, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So the next one on my list is Luffa. Now I've had a lot of people say, well, I thought that came from the seed, but it doesn't. Luffa will grow the Luffa sponge that you can get in the store. So yes, there are synthetic versions of the Luffa. Sometimes it's like a regular made in a factory kind of Luffa. It's not an actual Luffa. Luffa, the gourd, actually grows a Luffa sponge. So here's the reason I'm sharing it with you now in late summer, so that you can plan ahead for spring. Luffa takes about 110 days just to start producing flowers. And I say this because a lot of people get concerned and they email me and they say, hey, I've got these huge plants and I've got no Luffa, because it takes up to 220 days to produce a Luffa sponge or a Luffa gourd. And it's the gourd is actually a long green, looks kind of like a zucchini, and then you have to let it dry out, and then you peel the outside off to actually have the sponge on the inside. Now, you can, let's see, with radish, does the amount of water make a difference to the size? No, usually it is the actual, the size is which variety it is. So for example, Japanese daikon radish is a long, very long, large one, whereas cherry bell radish is a very small, round one. Tammy says, no way we can grow Luffa. Yes, we can. If you have a long enough growing season, you can grow Luffa in the garden. You can direct sow it and you're good to go. Give it plenty of space. I typically put Luffa on my fence. I have a big metal fence around one of my gardens, and I put it in containers or in ground on the outside of that garden, and I let it crawl up that fence. needs lots of space, it needs lots of water, it needs lots of heat, and it needs lots of days. So like I said before, you're looking at about 100 to 100 days before it starts to produce a viable plant. I should say a viable flower blooming plant, and then up to 200 to 220 days to actually produce a loofah. Rob says plant space thinning is important for radishes. Yes, that is a great point, and thank you for bringing that up. You definitely need to not crowd your radishes, because if you plant too many, and say you've got 3 in a small space, they're going to crowd each other out and they're not going to give you a good harvest. It's a great suggestion, Rob. So loofah, I had to share it with you today because we need to plan ahead for our loofahs because they take so long. Fortunately for me, I have a long growing season, so I can grow loofah here in East Texas. I also grew it in Florida, and I also grew it in Southern California, again, because we have so many. And you can grow a couple of plants a year and you'll never have to buy loofah from the store. Another cool thing about loofah is it is a natural sponge. You can use it to wash your body, you can use it to wash your dishes, and then when it's done, you just toss it in the compost and it will decompose naturally there. So you don't have to throw it away, you can recycle it. All right, so here's one that you can plant for fall. This one is called Bambino Carrot. Bambino Carrot is so cute. It's so fun to grow. Hey, Renee and Bertha, thanks for joining us. Bertha says the radishes I ate this morning were watermelon. Loved them. Very cool. I love to hear that. So Bambino Carrot is a nice, fun one. It actually can grow a little smaller, but also larger. So it is much smaller root, much smaller greens, unlike, say, like the tender green, which is like an 8 or 9 inch carrot. Bambino is nice and short and sweet. It's more rounded at the bottom versus the very skinny tapered, like we were talking about with the radishes versus the long ones versus the round ones. So Bambino Carrot is definitely a good one. I love this for small spaces. So if you have an area that is smaller, or if you want to do like grow bags and you need something that doesn't need a really deep container, the Bambino Carrot is a really good one for you. Drinking my tea. By the way, thank you all for joining me in my live video. Please like the video, love the video, share the video. If you are watching the replay on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I always appreciate it. Alrighty, so here's one. Oh yeah, Ian, and you get tons of seeds from your loofah. So I've got customers that say, I planted it once and I never have to buy the seeds again. It's the same with the Malabar spinach. So it's good. It's the gift that keeps on giving from your garden. All right, so this is probably my favorite. I can't say it's my favorite tomato. The Cherokee Purple is definitely my favorite tomato, but we've already talked about that before. Hey Denise, thanks for joining us. This one is Speckled Roman Tomato. Now I'm going to share this link with you and you guys can see the picture. One cool thing, like I said earlier, about my Facebook Lives is I can share the links so that you can see them. And then also, if you're not ready to purchase but you want to keep these in a safe space, you can add it to your wish list. A couple months ago, I added a wish list app to Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I had one before, but the creator of the app deleted it from the system, not just mine, but everybody's system. So I was without a wish list option on my website. So now you have a wish list. You can, and it links directly to your account. So you can click a button and add it to your cart from your wish list, and there you go. Tracy says, I'm still trying to perfect my growing the loofah. It takes a lot of time. When they're much smaller, you can eat them, similar to like a zucchini. Some people love them, some people don't like them. Totally depends. I know a friend of mine who lived in the Philippines, her mom ate them all the time. So there you go. Dana says, my wish list gets bigger every Wednesday. It's really fun to learn about new varieties and talk about new varieties. This week, it's Wednesday, but on Friday, I will be at the East Texas State Fair in Tyler, Texas, and I will be teaching about seeds, heirloom seeds. I'm actually really excited about it. So I will have 2 classes on Friday. Can I plant in raised beds? Yes, absolutely you can. I will be teaching at 5:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. on Friday, September 19th. Super, super excited. I'm bringing loads of free seeds. Everybody that comes to my talk will get a little packet with some information about planting and then 2 free packs of seeds. So I'm really excited about that too. A little nervous maybe as well. All right, so tonight is a good mix of varieties you can plant now, varieties you can plant later. So I've got some fall fun varieties, and then I've got some that you can store later. Caitlin says, I'm hoping we can make it to the fair. Yay, that would be awesome if you came to see me. Let's see, Amelia says, same, even with 5 acres, I always want more. I know, there's never enough space to plant all these things. So the next one on my list is one that I personally mix up myself. Yay, Denise is coming to see me too. Super excited. Denise is my mom, by the way. She's coming to visit. She's leaving on a jet plane tomorrow. She's gonna come visit me for a couple days. Yay! All right, so this is leaf lettuce mix. Shaking up those seeds so you can hear them. So I am honored to be, I was asked to speak because I had worked with the Van Zandt County Extension Office. The amazing lady that worked at the Extension Office there is now in Smith County, which is Tyler, and she reached out to me in an email and said, hey, we want you to come talk, and you're the first one I'm asking, so pick your days. And I was like, ooh, I want to be the first day. And it worked out really well that we're going to do that on that day. So super exciting. All right, so leaf lettuce mix, I just mentioned to you. This is one, like I said, that I mix up myself. It is 4 varieties of seeds. You have Summer Bib, Little Gem, Oak Leaf, and Ruby Red. So you've got 4 different varieties of seeds in one single pack. I don't do a lot of mixes, but this year I added several mixes because it's kind of one of those things where, okay, you can buy 4 different packs of seeds for $2 a piece, or you can buy one with 4 in it, and then you can plant whatever you want. Or maybe you want to buy all 4 packs. I don't mind. We've got a bunch of combos at Mary's Heirloom Seeds under seed combo packs. And if you're interested in one of the seed combo packs, you can actually use a discount code. It is seed combo 25, and you get 10% off every one of our seed combo packs. Tammy says, nice, enjoy your visit. Mary's mom and Mary. All right, so the next one on my list is not one you're going to be planting this fall or winter, but one I have growing in my garden right now, actually, that I will be harvesting for dinner for my mom tomorrow. And this is Pepperoncini Sweet Pepper. This is not your typical sweet pepper. It is definitely not like the baby bells are a little on the sweeter side, or the sweet banana pepper, but it's a really good one. Dinah says I have to have that one. Well, go for it. I'm sharing the links with you so you can check it out. All right, so Pepperoncini Sweet Pepper is a really good one. If you like those, the pickled pepperoncinis, this is a really good one. If you haven't already, share the video, love the video. We love to have you guys here. We love to have your friends here. And this one is a lot longer. This is 90 days, usually 90 days from germination, not from planting. Let's see. Bertha says, Mary, I have learned a lot about seeds from you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. Hey, Kelly, thanks for joining us. So this is a good Italian pepper. Yes. Amelia says, y'all have to try this pickled. I highly recommend trying this variety pickled. It's an absolutely awesome Italian pepper. And yes, Colette, they look similar to a shishito pepper. And you spelled that correctly. Shishito peppers, in my experience, are slightly smaller than the pepperoncini. And the shishito peppers go from a dark green usually to a red. If you leave them on the plant, they can actually grow a little more red. Whereas these ones are going to be a little on the lighter side, a little lighter of a green. But yes, good call on that. They definitely do look like similar to a shishito in shape. So definitely one that looks very similar. All right, so next on my list is one that you can plant. Depending on your frost dates, you might be able to plant it right now, or you might be able to plant it soon. And this one is called Alaska Pea. So while I'm live, I'm sharing these links with you guys so you can see it. Hey, Dawn, thanks for joining us. Amelia, easy and quick canning. Yes, absolutely. So the Alaska Pea is a good one for fall. It's a great one for spring. So it really just depends on your planting times and your planting space. Maybe you're like me and you've already planted a lot of your fall stuff. And this one is a good short season variety. Maybe that's why it's called Alaska Pea. I have no idea. This is a 50 to 60 day from seed. It is an older heirloom from the 1800s. It is really, really good, but it also climbs. So you're gonna need to give it plenty of space to let it grow. Dawn says, finally made it. I have the same shirt on. Well, awesome. These are my long sleeve shirts. And yes, we have long sleeve shirts available at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. With fall coming right now, it is, a lot of people have asked me, hey, when are you gonna have long sleeve shirts? And I'm like, hey, I already have them. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the long sleeve shirts that I have. We have them in 2 logos. This one is called the Veggie Basket. And then I have the, just the leaf logo that I call it. So I'm gonna share that with you. This is, the shirt is not part of my giveaway, but I'm sharing with you today since I'm wearing it. How does it compare to other peas? So that's a good question. I would say that it is a really good sweet flavor, but not too sweet, and it's good for soups. So you can, if you harvest it really early, you can eat the whole pod, but usually it's harvested as a garden pea. So you would eat the inside and not the outside. Try not to itch. If you missed my earlier one, I also shared the protection sleeves because I came in contact with some plant material this last weekend that did not agree with me. So if you're like me and you need some protection in the garden, definitely check out the protection sleeves. Renee says you planted them in spring. They were delicious. Awesome. I love to hear that. My sister actually made this logo for me. She used a vintage logo or a vintage image and then put my logo on the middle of it. So group effort. And I love working with my sisters on things like that. Can you eat the pods like in a stir fry? If you harvest them very early, yes. If you harvest them late, the outer pod is a little tough. So you wouldn't really want to eat that one. All right, now we have a cover crop. And also one that is excellent for the bees. And this is medium red clover. So how many of you have ever grown clover? I would love to hear how many of you have grown clover. We offer clover seeds in bulk. Hey, Gary, thanks for joining us. I love to grow clover for the bees, and it is an annual that can self-seed to next year and continue to grow. But generally, I have to sow it every year. Clover is a good nitrogen fixing plant. Colette says me, you've grown it. But it is also an amazing crop for the bees. So not only is it good to add nitrogen to your soil, it can help improve the benefit, not the value, it can improve the nutrition value of your soil for growing healthy plants. But it is a fantastic one for the bees. It is covered with the bees. And as Patty said, you can also use it for tea. So you can, it has so many different uses. If you've never grown clover, I highly recommend that you do it. Like I said, we do offer it in a bulk and we offer it in a single seed pack. So you can buy it by the 4 ounces or the pound, or you can just plant a single pack. Either one, it's going to be beneficial to not only you, to your garden and your soil, but also for the bees. Alrighty, let's see. Denise says, how do I know when to harvest to eat the whole pod? You want to harvest when it's very thin and small. the larger it grows and the more plump it grows, the harder the outer pod will be. So you want to harvest it real early. Hang on. I was just looking at my garden yesterday, and I've got lima beans growing. Doc will never eat lima beans, but I would definitely eat the lima beans. So I was looking at them, and the pod is very thin and small. So at that point, you can actually eat that pod similar to a regular green bean. But it's the same thing with the peas. Once those peas start to plump up, or the lima beans start to plump up, it means the seed inside is going to be beefier, which is because you want to eat the larger pea, or lima bean in this case, but that outer pod gets pretty tough. And so it's normally I just toss those in the compost and I don't eat the outside. Let's see. Susan says, I have white and purple, would love some red. Awesome. We have medium red clover and we have mammoth red clover. I love the medium red clover because it's a lower lying. Let's see. Patty says, bet my goats would love red clover. Very cool. I honestly don't know the flavor of clover. It's kind of tastes green. I don't know if that's a good description for it, but would clover be good to plant around a tree stump? Sure. Yeah, I literally just broadcasted in what I call the front forest. I have a front area in our property that is tall trees, and it's just a lot of shade, so it's not something I can really plant a vegetable garden. Oh, you can eat lima pods. Yeah, so it's very similar to green beans, but you have to harvest it early. Just depends. It's just one of those things that a lot of people grow lima beans for the actual bean inside. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna pull this up. Pods. There you go. All right. Oh wait, sorry. Once they get bigger, they're going to be super fibrous and they're not going to be good at all. So it's one of those things that it's not a good thing to, I would really prefer to grow them for the seed inside. I don't eat the outside. It's just not, the whole point of growing a lima bean is so that you can eat the lima bean inside. So there's that. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to pull this up here and give you guys a couple seconds. You do have to properly cook lima beans. I will say that. So lima beans are one that has to be cooked if you're going to eat it. So with anything in the garden, I'm always like, okay, make sure you do your research. So please remember that we don't eat raw lima beans. We don't eat the pods or the actual beans. You want to make sure it's cooked. So just one of those little, like, adding a little, what do you call it? Disclaimer or something. Make sure you cook it. It's the same with, I think it's kidney beans. Same thing. You don't eat raw kidney beans. You have to eat them cooked. I'm pretty sure it's kidney beans too. So it's one of those things. Anyway, I have one more to share with you. This one is Easter egg radish. So I shared with you the Hailstone radish earlier, and that was a beautiful white radish. This one is a mix. It is super pretty, like Easter egg. Let's see. Patty says red clover has medicinal qualities, blood health and such. Just Google it. Yes. As you are Googling, make sure that you find a reputable source. Let's see, a tidbit. Yes, there you go. Adding a little bit to that one, you want to make sure you cook it because you don't want to make yourself sick. Nobody wants to make themselves sick. Let's see. All right, so Easter egg radish, I shared with you earlier. I'm going to share the link with you now. So the fun thing about Easter egg radish, my sister has this awesome photo that she shared with us. And I should probably find that. I know my mom has the picture. But it is a multiple color mix of radishes. And my sister took this picture where she's holding it like a bouquet. And there's all these beautiful radishes there. So the Easter egg radish is a really fun one. My mom says those are my favorite. So One thing, it's recommended for like a kid's garden or a colorful garden. If you haven't already seen it, at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, we have a color-themed garden seed combo pack. And that was a special request from some of my customers because they're like, well, we want an all blue garden or we want an all purple garden. And so I created these seed combo packs. They're not a single seed pack mix. They are individual packs like these that are put together because they are all in the same theme. And then you can check them out. So we've got a golden one. Oh, there you go. Denise says, so my sister gave my mom a bouquet of radishes for Mother's Day. That is a pretty fab Mother's Day present. So I love these radishes. The Easter egg radish just makes gardening and harvesting fun. We love to add the fun stuff. Growing fun things makes growing more fun. And that's part of the reason I love like the royalty purple beans. They make harvesting really easy because when you have a bunch of green beans growing and a bunch of green foliage, it can make it a little more difficult to find those green beans. But when you have purple beans standing out in green foliage, it makes it so easy to harvest. Hey David, thanks for joining us. All right, so I'm going to share with you one last thing. This is again not part of my seed giveaway, but I wanted to share with you the link to the themed gardens. So I'm going to share that with you right now before I finish up. And we're going to pick one very, very lucky winner that's going to get all of these seeds. We're going to do, somebody laughed that I was doing the shake. All right, so one lucky winner will win all of these awesome seeds, and I use random comment picker, so I don't pick it personally, and then that way it's fair, and then I will share the winner to my main page once I've done. So just to recap, I appreciate that you guys are following me and enjoying the videos. I will be live here on Facebook every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time. And because Facebook is deleting the live videos after 30 days, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube so that you can see it at a later time. And then I will be live on YouTube on Saturday mornings at 5 p.m. Central Time. If you have been around for a long time, like most of you have, I used to go live on Thursday nights on YouTube, but it's pretty hot here. It says that right now it is almost 5:45 p.m. Central Time, and it is 92, and that does not include the heat index. So I'm going to go live in my garden on Saturday morning so that it's a little cooler and I can enjoy with you guys. So thank you guys very much for joining me. If you have any questions, you can send an email to mary@marysheirloomseeds.com and I will answer. Thanks for joining me and happy planting.